Let's take a look at some of the most harmful drugs to our health and society. First up, we have fentanyl, the deadliest drug in the world right now. Developed in 1959 by Paul Janssen, it was initially used for pain management in cancer patients. It's a synthetic opioid, 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. Pharmaceutical-grade fentanyl is used in hospitals around the world, but illicit versions, often made in clandestine labs in China and Mexico, are what's flooding US streets. It's often mixed with heroin or counterfeit pills without users knowing, leading to mass overdoses. Some immediate side effects users can experience include extreme respiratory depression, nausea and confusion, comas, and even death. According to the CDC, in 2022 alone, there were over 70,000 deaths due to fentanyl overdoses in the US. That's nearly 200 per day. Experts now call it the leading cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 45. A dose the size of a grain of salt can be fatal. Law enforcement officers have even overdosed just from touching it. Next up, we have methamphetamine, better known as meth or crystal meth. It was created in Japan in 1893 and used during World War II to keep soldiers awake and alert. It was later distributed in pill form to American housewives in the 1950s to help boost energy and lose weight. However, today's meth isn't pharmaceutical grade. It's mass-produced in illicit labs, especially in Mexico, and it's far more potent and toxic. Some side effects can include brain damage, psychosis, aggression, rotting teeth, and skin sores. Meth is so corrosive it can destroy facial tissue and gums. The condition known as meth mouth results in black, decayed teeth and permanent disfigurement. In 2021, meth was responsible for over 32,000 deaths in the US. Its production causes environmental harm too. For every pound of meth, labs generate 5 to 7 pounds of toxic waste. Next up, we have benzodiazepines or benzos. These include drugs like Xanax, Ativan, and Valium. These sedatives are prescribed for many conditions such as anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. However, dependence can develop quickly and withdrawals can be fatal. Many people take benzos alongside other medications, especially opioids or alcohol, which dramatically increase the risk of respiratory failure. The combination of legal access and habit-forming chemistry makes them deceptively dangerous. Some side effects can include drowsiness, confusion, memory loss, and even seizures during withdrawal. There's also a heightened overdose risk when mixed with depressants. Benzo withdrawals can last for weeks or even months, and quitting cold turkey can be life-threatening. Although they have been around since the 60s, we saw a spike in deaths within the last 20 years. In 2022, benzos contributed to over 12,000 overdose cases in the US, mostly due to polysubstance abuse. Despite this, over 92 million prescriptions are written annually. Bath salts are synthetic Bath salts are synthetic cathinones, man-made chemicals related to the stimulant found in the cod plant. They burst onto the scene around 2010, marketed online under names like Cloud9 and Ivory Wave. They're snorted, swallowed, smoked, or injected, and the effects are terrifying. Some side effects include extreme paranoia and hallucinations, aggressive and violent behavior, seizures, heart attack, and even death. In 2012, the CDC launched a nationwide campaign to warn about bath salts after a series of bizarre and violent incidents, including a Florida man who attacked another Florida man in a cannibalistic frenzy. The DEA banned many bath salt compounds, but manufacturers tweak formulas to stay legal. The drugs are still sold online or in gas stations, contributing to thousands of ER visits annually. Fifth on this list, we have heroin. Once sold as a miracle drug, has now become one of the most destructive substances in modern history. Introduced by Bayer in 1898 as a supposedly non-addictive alternative to morphine, heroin quickly led to widespread addiction before it was banned in most countries. Heroin is derived from morphine and is typically injected, smoked, or snorted. The euphoria is fast-acting and so is the addiction. The collapse of veins, constant need to chase the high, and devastating withdrawal syndromes make heroin one of the hardest drugs to quit. As stated earlier, users can experience collapsed veins and painful withdrawals, They're also at risk of contracting diseases such as HIV and hepatitis due to needle sharing. An interesting fact about heroin that most people don't know is it was sold in cough syrup and even marketed for children. Over 115,000 heroin-related deaths have occurred in the US since 1999. Many of these stem from people who first became addicted to prescription opioids. Today, heroin is increasingly laced with fentanyl, making it even more deadly. This next drug may spark debate, but you can't deny the harm done by someone who is hallucinating. Magic mushrooms, or psilocybin mushrooms, are naturally occurring fungi known for their hallucinogenic properties. Historically used in indigenous ceremonies across Central and South America, they recently gained attention for their possible therapeutic uses. Similarly, LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, was first synthesized in 1938 by Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann and became widely used in the 1960s during the counterculture movement. It's a synthetic psychedelic that profoundly alters perception and mood. But despite the hype, psilocybin and LSD aren't without risk. For unprepared users or those with mental health issues, it can lead to panic, psychosis, and dangerous behavior. Trips can last for hours with users feeling disconnected from reality. In recent years, researchers at Johns Hopkins and other institutions have studied psilocybin for treating depression, PTSD, and addiction. However, it remains illegal in most places. While deaths from psilocybin and LSD are rare, the real danger lies in accidents, such as falls, car accidents, or self-harm, which can happen during these intense hallucinations. Some cases involve lasting psychological trauma. Cocaina has long been glamorized in movies and music, but its impact on public health tells a darker story. Originally derived from the coca plant in South America, cocaine was once used in tonics and even in the original Coca-Cola formula. Today, it's a powerful stimulant that floods the brain with dopamine, leading to intense highs and brutal crashes. Snorted, smoked, or injected, cocaine increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes even in younger users. Some side effects include elevated heart rate and blood pressure, paranoia and aggressive behavior, nasal septum damage, and cardiac arrest. Cocaine remains the second most trafficked drug in the world, only behind cannabis. In 2021, over 24,000 people died from cocaine-related overdoses in the US, often due to adulteration with fentanyl. The mixture is unpredictable and frequently fatal. Before we reveal the last drug on this list, I have one more that may surprise you. It's alcohol. People seem to forget that it is in fact a drug, and a very dangerous one. Here are a few reasons why. It's legal to consume at a certain age, easily attainable, can cause physical and emotional addiction, it potentially promotes unwise decisions, and it causes over 80,000 deaths per year. It also encourages other bad habits. I'm sure you heard people say, "I do it only when I drink." Although you can responsibly enjoy alcoholic beverages, it is very easy to go overboard, especially when you're out with friends. That's what makes it so dangerous. Lastly, we have desomorphine, aka Krokodil. This drug got its street name due to users experiencing an increase in jaw strength of up to 3,700 pounds per square inch. Or maybe it derives from the fact that users develop green scaly skin throughout their body. Due to the extremely graphic images of what this drug can do, I have not included any in this video. Needless to say, this drug is one of the most gruesome substances on earth. It emerged in Russia in the early 2000s as a homemade alternative to heroin. It's made with codeine, gasoline, iodine, lighter fluid, and red phosphorus scraped from matchboxes. Some side effects include flesh-rotting ulcers, severe infections and limb amputation, brain damage, and rapid death. Because it's cooked at home with toxic ingredients, the final product is highly impure and corrosive, which is why it literally eats away at your flesh. The average life expectancy of Krokodil users is just 1 to 2 years. It's sometimes called a zombie drug. While it's not widespread in the US, it devastated communities in Russia and Ukraine. During its peak, hospitals reported that up to 30% of addicts admitted were Krokodil users. Please keep in mind that just because a drug is not on this list doesn't mean it's not harmful or dangerous. You shouldn't be taking any drugs, unless it has been prescribed and is taken at the proper dosage.